yes, our mission is, right? We want to make sure that our young Black girls and gender expansive youth are not just the consumers of technology, right? But that they are the innovators and creators of technology, that they are in the rooms that they need to be in to thrive. We know that less than 2% of Black women are holding tech roles right now. So, we're fighting really, really hard to change that.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Coding Colored Glasses, the podcast where I teach you how to level up your coding journey. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce an incredible guest, Tamika Tretu. Tamika is a powerhouse in tech education with a decade of experience as a principal, adjunct professor, and education leader. She has dedicated her career to creating opportunities for underrepresented students in STEM, and her impact has been nothing short of transformative. Currently serving as the Vice President of Programs at Black Girls Code, Tamika is the forefront of shaping the future of tech by empowering young Black girls with the skills, confidence, and support they need to survive in the industry. Tamika, welcome.
Thank you, Lynn, for having me. I'm so excited to be here today to talk more about my work, to talk more about Black Girls Code. So I'm really, really excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Of course. So first, before we jump into any questions, could you please share your background in tech?
Sure. So I have been in tech, specifically my journey in tech started with Black Girls Code, which I joined 3 years ago, almost to this day. I joined Black Girls Code as the Senior Director of Education, and my job was to create our curriculum scope and sequence, curriculum layout for how we teach young girls how to code. And before that, I was a principal and a school teacher, so I was using my background in curriculum development and creating joyfully rigorous curriculum to enter into tech. Within a year and a half being at Black Girls Code, I was then promoted to be in my current role, which is Vice President of Programs at Black Girls Code. And that means I lead our very large team of program directors and coordinators, and volunteer managers who execute our programming across the country in 12 cities that we are in. And I'm in charge of the programming that we do in person, virtually, and asynchronously through our Code Along YouTube channel. And so I have a really, really big job in tech in a non-traditional route where I am at the leading forefront of ed tech and making sure we have excellent quality programming for young Black and brown girls who want to enter the tech space.
Phenomenal. I love that. So, a little bit more about your role with Black Girls Code. What really inspired you to get involved with this organization?
So I had a belief system that was fostered at a very, very young age. And that belief was that access to education and opportunity is truly the foundation for equity. And Black Girls Code's mission perfectly aligns with that. So the belief started back when I was in high school. At the tender age of maybe 16, I traveled to Mali, West Africa with a club called Building with Books. And the mission of that club was to build schools in rural villages across the world. So I got to go to Mali for about 2 weeks, and I physically built a school, carrying water from the riverside, mixing cement, etc. But I built that school alongside the fathers and the mothers of the community who really wanted a new opportunity for their kids. And of course, at the young age of 16, that was a really formative experience. And it helped me to understand education is it. If you provide access to the right level of education, people can have opportunities unheard of and truly get economic mobility and development, right? So I did that in high school. Then for college, I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Georgetown School of Foreign Service. I'm going to study this thing called international development, education, economic empowerment, a little bit more. And when I went to Georgetown, I studied abroad in Ghana for a year. I'm the only person who studied abroad for an entire year in my entire class. But I did it. And again, I focused on working in schools there and understanding how education, again, connects to economic empowerment. Then you know what happened next? I became a teacher in the Bronx and Harlem, where I'm from, New York City. So I became a teacher, and I quickly moved up from being a teacher to assistant principal, to a principal, to an adjunct professor. And I was really focused on closing the achievement gap, making sure that Black and brown kids got the tools, the resources, everything they needed to really, again, have economic mobility. And so when I learned about Black Girls Code, when I got the opportunity to join Black Girls Code, it was a no-brainer for me, right? I understand that tech is a powerful tool for economic empowerment. It's a powerful tool to help our girls move up in society, and is a powerful tool to teach our girls that they belong in these new spaces. And so Black Girls Code has a big mission, and I am a really ambitious person. And so I was so happy to join the organization to ensure that 1 million Black girls, right, and gender expansive youth can be launched into tech in 2040 and can truly get the keys to economic empowerment and growth and be in rooms where they belong. And so I've been doing that for a long time, and I'm happy to continue doing it here at Black Girls Code.
I love that. And just a little FYI for our viewers, if you guys don't know, I'm actually a member of Black Girls Code, and I actually won one of their Code Along scholarships for $2,500. So of course, like, I really resonate with like what she said about how Black Girls Code is trying to funnel girls into the future when it comes to economic mobility by providing opportunities where they can showcase their skills and they can get recognition for the skill set they do have. And so, follow-up question. So how do you think those experiences and your experience as a teacher and as a professor helped you transition into your role currently as a vice president of programs?
Yeah, so my background as a teacher, a principal, a school leader, adjunct professor, I worked in high performing charter schools in New York City. And one of our key tenets was joyful rigor, right? And I brought that here to Black Girls Code, where I believe in creating environments where girls learn in environments that are joyful, culturally relevant, where there are high expectations, but the curriculum is also engaging, which is important when you're teaching them something totally new that they might not learn anywhere else. They might not ever get introduced to code in school. They are getting introduced to code with us. And so we have to make sure that the curriculum or the content that they're exposed to in our workshops or our courses or our camps is joyfully rigorous, where they feel challenged, but everything they learn feels relevant and it feels sticky and it feels fun. And that is what makes them want to say, you know what, I'm going to code some more on my own. I'm going to take the YouTube course. I'm going to apply for this scholarship and submit my project work, or I'm going to, of course, pursue a career in tech. And so my background in being in like joyfully rigorous, that high expectations with fun and culturally relevant, I just brought it into BGC because I truly understand like how infusing that into the way people learn really helps them to stick with it, and carry that through into new careers. So that was that is a huge piece of my background that I brought into Black Girls Code. Another key piece of my background as a teacher and a principal that I brought in is, as a teacher, a principal, adjunct professor, you do nothing alone. Everything is about cross collaborative teamwork. And so I might sound like, yes, I'm a VP of programs, but nothing that we do, from the workshops to the virtual courses to the camps, right, to the code along, nothing that we do in Black Girls Code, which can also be applied to probably any tech space, can be done without teamwork. So I learned how to be a good team player in my background, which I brought here because we rely on our operations team, our marketing team, our program managers. It takes a variety of folks from different backgrounds and different experiences to bring excellent programming to thousands of girls every year. And so my skills in like close collaborative teamwork and leadership have definitely been useful here at Black Girls Code, and I use them every single day to be successful in my work here.
Yeah, and that really ties back to that idea of like inclusivity, of having multiple types of people at the table, which is ultimately the mission of Black Girls Code, like, correct? Like, as Black girls and Black women, we know historically that we haven't had a seat at these tech tables, and when we don't have a seat, we're leaving people out of the conversation who can help us succeed. And in terms of success, how do you measure success when it comes to your role specifically at an organization like Black Girls Code?
Sure. So yes, to like circle back, yes, our mission is, right, we want to make sure that our young Black girls and gender expansive youth are not just the consumers of technology, right, but that they are the innovators and creators of technology, that they are in the rooms that they need to be in to thrive. We know that less than 2% of Black women are holding tech roles right now. So, we're fighting really, really hard to change that. And we have to measure success in a lot of ways to make sure we're doing this correctly. But I would say the three biggest buckets of how we measure success, one would be in like skill development. So one, we of course, yes, okay, at the highest level, yes, we measure reach, right? But we also measure like our impact and outcomes. And one of those would be skill development, right? We need to know, are our participants actually gaining the technical in these jobs? Are they learning JavaScript? Are they learning Python? For our youngest babies, are they really becoming proficient in Scratch, right? So we track that through like project completion rates and rubrics, skill assessments, right? And of course, knowledge of the technology like Python and JavaScript that we're teaching. We also measure success through like engagement and retention. It's really important to us. Do girls like you come back? Right? Are they returning for multiple workshops or camps or sessions? Can we track our girls through to becoming alumni, to getting internships, scholarships, and jobs once they're 18 plus, right? And then another big bucket of how we measure success is truly we are tracking, are we building pathways to opportunity? Are you getting a job? Right? Are you getting an internship? Are you going to college, right, if you're 18, or to a boot camp to pursue coding or computer science or other roles in tech? So I would say those are the big three that we really keep track of in order to measure success: skill development, our levels of engagement and retention with our young people, and then proof of creating true pathways to opportunity.
Yeah, that was a really comprehensive answer. And I want to kind of just like circle back to your idea of like making content sticky and the fact that we're measuring, are these girls coming back? Are they going back and staying interested in the tech field? So
Yeah.
when you mentioned earlier how you make like your curriculum sticky, how do you do that with that goal in mind of having those girls come back? Because tech is just one of those like professions, the like barrier to entry is very high. You
Yeah.
have to know a lot of things, and then once you get over the hump, that's where the fun begins. So how do you incorporate, knowing that tech has that just real high barrier to entry, first of all with the jargon and the new skills that you just have to pick up, and then incorporating things that are culturally relevant, things that are going to want to get these girls engaged, and you're also thinking, oh well, I have to make sure that these girls are continuing on in that pathway. How do you like create programs with that in mind?
Oh, for sure. So for first, as you said, like, how do we measure impact, right? We do surveys. So one of the most important things we do on our survey is we ask a question is, how would you love to learn how to code? Like, how would you want to continue learning to code? So we teach coding in engaging ways. So where girls code music, or they code art, or they code games, websites, and then we allow them to code in genres that matter to them. So they can code a website around fashion, or a blog of interest to them, or a business that they want to start, right? A lot of girls love to code websites teaching about like social justice and global issues. Like the sustainability goals are really, really important to our girls. So we allow them to create coding projects that show their interest. And even when coding music, our girls are coding things that are relevant to them. They're coding reggae, hip hop, and R&B songs, right? Some of our Latino girls are coding reggaeton songs. So they're coding things that matter to them, that connect with them, that feel good to them, projects that they're proud of. We had a camp last year, in AI and gaming, and our girls built games around like climate action issues, and games that taught the player like how to save the planet along the way in different ways. So yeah, we try to make it sticky by including topics that young girls care about, and then we continue to ask them again and again, is this something you're still interested in? Is this something you would still want to code? Okay. And then we create curriculum to reflect that. And we're constantly redoing it and reshaping it so that it is remaining interesting and relevant to our girls.
I love how you just keep referring to the girls who are involved as our girls. I think that it's just like a testament to like how much you care about these girls succeeding in the tech career. And to continue on with that, I know that lately, if you are a Girls Who Code girl, you know that there's been some discourse over how Girls Who Code keeps their members aligned with them during that kind of middle space between elementary and college. A lot of girls have expressed discomfort when it comes to like that whole middle area of life where they have technical skills beyond the Girls Who Code curriculum, but they're not at the college level yet, so they can't really partake in that curriculum. So I wanted to know, like, how does Black Girls Code kind of address issues like that, where there might be some girls who are at an age where they're progressing beyond some of the curriculum that you might create, or they've passed that, but they still want to engage with Black Girls Code in a meaningful way without being lost before they get to college.
Mm-hmm. So Black Girls Code, we're thoughtful about our pathways. And so if our girls feel like they're too advanced, right, or they've learned too much between our workshops and our camps and our courses, one way that Black Girls Code is innovative is that we've offered this entire YouTube channel called Code Along, where the girls can learn on their own, at their own pace and at their own time. And Code Along has been a monumentous, innovative thing that Black Girls Code has done through our YouTube channel. And I'll speak more about that in a second, but that is one way. So engaging in Code Along, by the end of this year, there'll be over 60 plus tutorials on our Code Along channel on YouTube. The other way is that they can be involved is by coming back to the community and being mentors, being volunteers, and being instructors. So if you are 18, if you're below 18 and you're in high school, you can volunteer at any of our workshops, camps, any of the things that we do for the girls below 18. If you are above 18, you just got into college, you're 18 plus, and you feel like you have strong coding experience, we really, really encourage our community to come back and serve as instructors, which are paid part-time roles in the 12 cities that we're in. And also virtually, we have a whole cohort of virtual instructor roles that we have open, and we have assistant and lead instructor roles. So if you don't feel ready to be a lead, you can be an assistant instructor and teach other young girls how to code, and you can do that as young as 18. And so that is another way where you might have feel good in your coding abilities and you want to flex it in another way. Well, come back and volunteer and teach and help that 7-year-old, or honestly help that 17-year-old, right, in her coding camp or workshop or online course. Help her be successful, help her get it, help her feel like tech is for her as well too. So that mentorship, volunteerism and actual job pathways are something that we build in BGC and we encourage. We want to give them to girls who have been in the BGC program first before we give them to some random person that we're just getting to know, right? So those are a few pathways that we try to build.
Yeah, and I love that you include just being thoughtful in that idea of mentorship. And honestly, I've been looking into mentorship and the idea of just tutoring and giving back to the community in that way. So to you, what does it feel like, or how does it feel to be that type of person who's able to give back to the community, or who's able to provide this space for people to give back to the community? And what does mentorship look like to you?
Oh man, those are my favorite stories. So I know being in charge of 7 to 18, people are what are your most powerful moments at Black Girls Code, or what are the stories you love? I love when our young people create projects that they care about, and they show them to their parents, and they have presentation days, or they have beautiful links. But I love it when I can see a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old come back and be a mentor, and all the girls are like, wait, your hair is cute, I like your jewelry. How old are you? And they're all up in your business. How old are you? Wait, you were at a Black Girls Code program? Wait, you're in college now, or you're in boot camp? You know how to do this? And like they eat that up. They love to see young women like them who went through a similar journey coming back and supporting them. That is so powerful. Like, and that's the BGC difference, as we really build these affinity spaces so Black girls can see themselves in tech. And those are truly like my favorite stories. And so we always share with our community first that we have these mentorship and job opportunities, because I know how powerful it is to the young people who are still going through our programs, that they need that level of mentorship. They need that. They just need to see it. They just need to see it in front of them I mean, you probably remember the first time you had a teacher of color that you could relate to, right? Or you had a tutor that you could relate to, that spark that went off to you, that aha, that like, oh, that happens at Black Girls Code programs too. And I just love to continue to foster that.
I love that. And like, I know that experience like all too well. If you guys don't know, I work at a children's museum. So when I'm not in my podcast fashion, how you guys see me, I usually dress like very like streetwear heavy, because we don't have like a very strict uniform. So like when the younger girls like see me, especially like the young Black girls just see me working at the museum, it's just like magnet, like stuck to me, like till the end of the thing. And then of course I have to go and preach and tell them about tech and tell them about all these cool things that they can do with their life and just pour into them. And that's just one of my favorite things about like working at the museum.
And I bet their eyes are wide open, their ears are wide open. They're like, tell me it. They love it.
Yup, love that. So in that role, like just being in community and having these affinity spaces, so like what role does community engagement and partnerships play in expanding a nonprofit's reach like Black Girls Code?
Oh, I mean, community engagement is at the heart of BGC's success. Our ability to expand and serve more girls every year is directly tied to the strength of our partnerships. And I'm just going to, in 2024, we doubled our reach, the amount of girls that we were able to serve from 2023. But now in 2025, we're set to double our reach of what we served in 2024. And that's all because we are being extremely intentional about building strong partnerships and community engagement. And so we focus on building corporate partnerships where they can provide funding, of course. So we're a nonprofit, so we can continue to do our good work. They also provide mentorship and access to industry knowledge, especially if they're like a tech corporation. A lot of companies have been opening their doors to our girls to do a program called enrichment field trips, where they go and spend the day at companies like Intuit, Waymo, Google, KLA, HP, right, and more, and really understand what different tech roles there are. They get a tour of the wonderful campus, right? They get to eat lunch and be in fellowship with people who look like them, who are doing roles that they could potentially be interested in. So corporate partnerships have been critical to us when it comes to funding, mentorship, and just opening access to tech roles. Schools and community organizations, we do a lot of work in 7 to 18. We do a lot of work in 18 plus, but you can't do any of that if you're not in connection with schools and community orgs who can connect us to families and therefore students who can attend our programs, right? And who can advise us on truly what they need. We don't only do coding. Sometimes we do, things that support the whole child. And so being close to community organizations really helps us to know what we need to be delivering. And then another big area of community support and engagement is that ecosystem that I was just talking to you about, those volunteers and those alumni who are teaching at our stuff, all of our various programs, right? That mentorship plays a huge role, and like those volunteers, those alumni, those instructors coming back and building a safe learning space for our young girls. we consider that partnership as well too. We can't do any of our work without others in the community and partnerships. And so it's really important to us to like foster them, to make sure our partners are in alignment with us, well engaged, happy with us, right? And that we are giving back to them in so many ways that they give to us as well too.
Yeah, of course. And when it comes to like tech companies and like that idea of like having the community involved, it's all about, again, like going back to like that idea of having multiple people at the table and having like different people who can come together and pour into these girls and make sure that they're having the best experience that they can possibly have. And of course we want that for all young girls, especially for Black girls who we know have been disenfranchised. So how can tech companies better help support organizations, not just with like, okay, 1-day field trip, come look at what job you can have 10, 20 years down the line? Should they provide more funding? Should they like try to intervene with programs?
Absolutely, yes. They should do more than just the one-off bring us. They should invest in tech nonprofits like Black Girls Code. They should invest in long-term partnerships, multi-year partnerships, so that way we have a clear view of the money that we have, so we can scale, so we can make sustainable growth and impact plans, right? One-off is just not enough, right? Our girls deserve to have guaranteed opportunities for the future. Tech companies can support us by offering mentorship, again, coming to be our instructors, coming to be our volunteers at our various programs, because we mentioned a million times how important it is that the girls see people who look like themselves in the rooms that they're learning to code in. They can definitely help by securing or giving us access to internship and job opportunities for our 18 plus community, for our alumni, right? Can you carve aside internships and scholarships and hiring opportunities for BGC alumni, right? So that they really have carved access to tech careers. And then I guess I would say these tech companies, they could help us by giving us like tech resources, hardware, software, any technical tools that we can use to upskill our girls and make sure they stay relevant.
Yeah, wonderful, very specific answer. So tech companies, you already hear first. You better take some notes because
take notes. There's many ways that you can help. Choose one, please.
Exactly. And let's dive a little bit deeper into that, like having multi-year contracts and just like scaling. Like, what do you think what is the impact when you have that like time and plan aside? Because I know like for some businesses it could be like, okay, we're asking for this amount of money, and maybe having a multi-year partnership could be a little bit tricky because the first year you might think that you needed a certain amount of money, but then it ends up being, well, actually I needed more. And later down the line, maybe the company isn't willing to compromise or give that amount of money. So how do you go about like navigating that change and just like trying to negotiate those multi-year contracts?
Well, I think we can handle them, right? And I think nonprofits like BGC look forward to them. We have a team, right? A strong team, our development team that makes sure that we're allocating our funds appropriately to ensure that what was laid out in the grant agreement or the partnership agreement is actually fulfilled. And that's where that cross collaboration comes in, the programs team and the development team, making sure that we are hitting all our goals of these multi-year partnerships. And we've had many of them in the past. We continue to seek out more. And I think, yes, there can be challenges because tech is fast. Things are ever changing. And like you said, you could have thought I needed X amount of money to do X things in this year, but I needed to adjust. But a lot of corporations are open to communication. When you communicate and say, you know what, we need to do more courses in AI, which is like a big focus of BGC. This wasn't written into the original grant agreement. Can we shift X funds into this more important cause? Because this is a really important endeavor that our young people are demanding, their parents are demanding, schools are demanding, right? That young people are more educated in AI tools and how to leverage them. So can we make a shift? So I think communication is key too when you're trying to, execute on these multi-year partnerships.
Yeah, and what's that? Like, just for our young nonprofits, if you haven't seen, there has been like a growing trend in young people wanting to start nonprofits, which is great. Go out and doing good work, things that are impacting our communities. What advice would you give to like smaller nonprofits trying to break into the tech space, specifically in terms of like creating programs that have reach, that have that stickiness that you mentioned, and that have real impact?
Well, you got to understand your community, right? Who are you trying to serve? You have to know their unique needs, right? And you have to create programs or content, whatever your nonprofit is aiming to, that really resonates with them. Because when you build trust, when you show that you took time to invest in knowing that community, it really does lead to making a lasting impact. So they got to start by truly, deeply understanding who they want to serve. To your question above, they have to work hard to build strong partnerships. I don't know any organization that can kind of just work in a silo, do things on their own, and really not, again, go into the community, build relationships, build partnerships, build friendships to help grow. So schools, libraries, local organizations, you got to knock on the door of the corporations and the foundations to help support, right, the nonprofit. And I would say be innovative. What really is setting Black Girls Code apart from other organizations is we are being innovative. We are leveraging new pathways that other orgs are not thinking about. You would think post-COVID, more nonprofits would go into online spaces or even asynchronous spaces, and Code Along is still very, very unique. We are one of the few nonprofits doing that and leveraging having our young people have access to us no matter the time and no matter the location. That is the power of a Code Along, of the YouTube channel. And I just want to emphasize the impact of that, of this point of, you want to start a nonprofit, be innovative, consider a new pathway. We launched our newest season, because we've been doing this since 2023. We launched our newest season of Code Along on February 20th. So what's that, less than 2 weeks ago? We've already gained, in just the newest season of 5 episodes that we launched, 820,000 views, and we got 45,000 plus new subscribers in 2 weeks. So there is a demand. There's a whole community in the world of young people online, on YouTube, who want to learn there on their own time, right? So Code Along is a monumental program for BGC, and other nonprofits can learn from that example of how they can scale their work and scale their impact by, again, being innovative. What's a new pathway that other folks are not paving, and can you be the paver? Can you be the groundbreaker?
That's wonderful. And that's crazy growth. Any YouTuber, if you know how YouTube works, you know YouTube is slow and steady wins the race. So 45,000 subscribers, 4,500,000 subscribers in 2 weeks is crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Crazy numbers. So about that, being innovative and like carving out that new pathway, what's next for BGC? I know we might not want to share too much. We don't know who's out there trying to take a peek, but what is next for BGC, and how can people who are interested in helping and serving the community get involved?
Oh yeah, fabulous question. BGC, we're truly focused on innovating. So, yep, to your point of innovating, we want to innovate because tech is always changing, to ensure that next generation of girls and young women are prepared. And so we're really focused on emerging technologies, artificial intelligence, right? So we are launching 12 summer camps across the country for girls ages 10 to 18 that is focused all on artificial intelligence. They'll learn about AI ethics, do some hands-on, create some AI technology and do hands-on AI projects. And at the end, they're going to present their work to industry professionals and families and peers. And so we're really focused on teaching our girls AI, what it is, and how to not just use AI, but create. What else is next for us? A code along expansion. As I mentioned, we launched 5 videos, but there's over 30 more to come this year. Over 30 more tutorials and vlogs where we go to companies like Snapchat and Crunchyroll and Riot Games. And we're teaching girls how to code in Python and JavaScript, and the babies, we're teaching them how to code in Scratch, right? And they can code in their AI videos there too on Code Along, gaming, web development, music coding, art coding. Like, it's so many different ways. Again, back to the interest of the young girl. We're focused on another big thing that I won't forget to mention is we are building a community. So if you go to community.wearebgc.org, we're building an online community of Black and brown women technologists where they can get exclusive opportunities to jobs, to internships, to volunteer roles, right, to scholarships, and then to all these, let's say, workshops and pathways that will help to upskill them and ensure that they are ready to enter, right, the tech space. So that community is also new to BGC. We just launched that in January. So if you are a young lady, you're 18 plus, go to the community, literally the community.wearebgc.org, and get your exclusive access to all of these wonderful opportunities. So I would say those are like 3 big things that BGC is like working on: AI and everything that comes with AI, code along expansion, and building that community of young technologists. There's more, but I think those are really important ones to get started with.
Yeah, of course. And what are you most excited for? What new thing are you like, yes, I'm ready for us to expand these code alongs, or I'm ready for us to have this community? Like,
oh man, this is so tough. I would definitely, so I work very hard on code along. I review scripts, review the videos, give feedback to editors. I'm so deeply involved in code along. I love it so much. It's one of like my passion projects at BGC. So when you ask me what lights me up, you can see my face. I just love code along. I love the content that we put on. It's funny. It makes me laugh when I watch it. Like, the hosts are young Black and brown girls, and they're just so cute and funny, and like, it's just fun. I just really, really love code along, and I wish everyone will watch at least one code along video. And I'm super excited about all the work that we're doing in AI and really exposing our girls to AI and AI ethics and responsibility and creation in AI, because we don't even know the statistic. We know that less than 2% of Black women are in tech, but you cannot Google a statistic to know how many Black women are in roles in AI. And AI roles are fast growing, and we need to make sure our girls are ready for these new roles. We want to make sure that they, again, have the opportunity for economic advancement, right? And are snatching up these roles. And of course, being the creators. We don't want our Black people, our Black girls, our gender expensive. We don't want them to be just consumers of technology. We will deserve to be the creators of technology. And so I'm really excited to see how we'll grow and our focus on AI and teaching our young people about it.
Yeah, and that is just so important and powerful that we have these girls in AI, because if y'all did not catch the last episode, we talked a lot about AI and especially AI bias, and the fact that we have a lot of systems that are not attuned for Black and brown people. So we need those girls in AI. And I could see that it was going to be the code along that was your favorite. The way you talked about it earlier, we could see that you just ready to go. Like, code along is something you really loved, and I really love that. And last and final question, do you have anything that you'd like to share? Any words of advice or thought pieces for our audience that you're on?
Okay, well, general, if you're in the audience, make a plug for BGC. There are so many ways that you can support us or get involved, right? So you can donate to fund our programs, right? You can volunteer. There are some young people listening who want to give back, please come volunteer, teach, right? Volunteer or teach. Partner with us. If you are a like-minded organization that wants to reach girls of color in the tech spaces, please partner with us and hire. Open up those job opportunities for our 18 plus community, or even our juniors and seniors in high school who are needing internships as well, right? So I would say, dive in more to the BGC mission, visit our website, learn more about what we do, and find a way that you can support us. It can even be also having one of the young people in your life attend our workshops. Do you have a little sister, a cousin? Are you encouraging them to code? Right? And then use the variety of resources that we have available, like we do courses and workshops and camps. We have a YouTube channel for all ages. So if you are just dipping your toe, if you're on the line of, I don't know if tech is for me, it is. It is. We can do hard things. And when you learn to do this hard thing with BGC, we promise to make it fun. We promise that you could do it in an affinity space of people that look like you. We promise that it's going to be rigorous, so you'll walk away knowing what you learned, like, oh, I did create a game, or I did create this app, or here it is. Here's a link to it. I can upload it, right? So there is no limit to what young people today can do. Like, y'all are just, the whole world talks about what Gen Z, right, in this population, how y'all are like smart, y'all are activists, you know what you want, you don't take no nonsense. So what I would say is apply that here. Don't be afraid to explore this new field of tech. Just really go out on a limb and you might find something that you truly, truly enjoy. And you might even get into it in a different way than me. So you don't need to be a math, like I did. Like, I was an educator, but now I'm in tech, right? There is not one straight pathway. You don't have to be a mathematician, or you can be you and you can be in tech. You belong in the room. And so I think I'll end it there, right? You belong in the room and like, you can do this. Give it a try.
Exactly. 10 out of 10 message. Could not have said it better myself. Y'all already know you can do hard things, and it's so important to just like beat that dead horse and like say that like it is so important that people know that. Don't let rigor and don't let things that are seemingly hard discourage you from making something cool, from making something that nobody else can make.
It might even be hard. Do you know what's hard? Gotta try it.
Exactly. You have to go out and experience and see what the world has to offer. The world is your oyster. Go out and live and just experience different and cool and interesting fields. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to Tamika Tretu for being on our podcast episode today. It was lovely talking to you, and we had dropped so many gems today. So make sure you guys share this video with a friend, and y'all go check out Black Girls Go right after this.
Thank you so much for your time. Happy to be here. Bye.